I think I was very, insecure about my ability, my physical ability to deal with, all the stuff, all my responsibilities, the chores, etc. And I had this constant anxiety that I wouldn't be able to, uh, go through the day, but I will have some sort of, episode or whatever. I have, an autoimmune disease,
Mm-hmm.
and I was diagnosed a few years back. So fatigue is probably, the biggest syndrome, the biggest symptom, sorry, of this condition.
Mm-hmm.
So, given the physical aspect, in conjunction with the emotional, it was like aggravated. So, I was probably more tired or feeling more tired, more fatigued than I should really be, because
Mm-hmm.
it was physical fatigue, it was emotional fatigue, and that's what anxiety does to you. It tires you
Mm.
emotionally
Yeah.
and consequently physically as well. So that was the aspect that I tried to control, but I think the emotional aspects and those looping thoughts that as soon as I felt a little bit of tiredness, I started making a film in my head that, oh my God, now I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get naked and I'm gonna fall in bed, and I won't be able to get up, and I was making all these scenarios, and I
Yeah.
was suffering in anticipation. And I think the difficulty for me was, as soon as I felt tired, being able to rationalize the whole thing and say, okay, you're tired, just you're gonna get some rest in a bit, and I was getting into this emotional loop, and of course that makes you even more anxious, you know
Yeah, of course, it feeds itself. And, the story of anticipation, which can go either way. It can go into
yeah.
apprehension, it can go into adventure. So there's that kind of interesting kind of emotional core of anticipation, but it can go one way or the
I
other.
know, but in my case, it was an adventure. It was like more like a drama series or whatever,
Yeah,
not with a happy ending. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's very limiting. It's debilitating. Living with anxiety on the whole. It's like it's taking time of your life. And as I said,
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize this, but feeling anxious actually tires your body.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's not just I'm feeling anxious, my heart is beating, whatever. No, because it
Mm-hmm.
makes you physically, all this cortisol, just makes you
Yeah.
physically tired. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like a vicious circle.
Yeah.
For me, it was like a vicious circle. So
It's like living in a state of high alert.
the physical symptom
Mm-hmm.
was translated afterwards, or was developed
Mm-hmm.
into an emotional symptom, and then
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit, okay, what happens now when you say if you're going through your day, say like you just described, like you would run these stories in your mind about getting just be even before getting up. Just tell me a little bit about what happens in your day now when you feel maybe symptoms arising or kind of scenarios that would have triggered something.
yeah. Well, I think that what is like different now, obviously, our sessions still, because they, in a way, they hit the spot. What do I mean by that? That by nature, I'm a quite pragmatic person,
Uh-huh.
and quite a rational person.
Mm-hmm.
So our sessions, and of course the recording, which I listen to, and this is the important thing, you really have to listen to your recording. Help me do just that. So instead of going into a loop, into a spiral, just basically walk the straight line. So being very, rational about it, like, okay, you're tired, so yeah, you're gonna get some rest. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't let it evolve. I don't know if that A happens, then B will happen. And
Yeah.
when you are in that state of anxiety, you
Mm.
always expect B. You
Yeah.
know, you don't expect, or you don't think of C, D,
I was
E,
going to
Z.
say, yeah, there's a whole spectrum.
these, skeptical people think, oh, come on, I'm not going to tell myself, I'm good, I'm confident, I'm strong. Well, I do know, and I can imagine loads of people thinking, yeah, that's, the Little Mermaid or whatever. Your body responds to that kind of, thinking and saying.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to necessarily feel, just, I suppose, be free and try things out. I think that's
exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, if you're writing such a story for yourself anyway, that is quite fantastical. I mean, it is a version of The Little Mermaid on the rocks, let's say. So
yes.
you're still writing the story, even though you're a skeptic. You're still writing the story, so you might as well try a different way for it. Let the mermaid swim around a bit, and then see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't have to stay with the prince. There's option C.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
option.
That's excellent.
And do other things as well. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, no, I'm just saying because a few years back you would say to me, oh, you're strong, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, whatever. And I'm thinking, yeah, but what's the need of saying these things, But yeah, it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does make a difference. And can you just tell me a final question? If somebody is kind of struggling with these issues like stress, anxiety, feeling totally overwhelmed in life, and they are thinking about hypnotherapy, but they're on the fence about it, not sure what to make of it, what would you say to somebody who's saying struggling with these issues and wants to get some help, and they're thinking about hypnotherapy?
Yeah, the first question I would ask this person is, why do you have your defenses up? First of all.
Yeah.
Why not try something that is different, can be effective, especially with the right therapist, trying out a pill of some sort, why, you know what I mean? So if you are, I think it's a little bit of a paradox, because if you are willing to take a very strong pill, to regulate your anxiety or depression, whatever, and you're not afraid of it, why are you questioning, and you're having second thoughts about hypnotherapy? You know what I mean? So why don't you try it out as well?
Yeah.
The other thing is that hypnotherapy, at least in my case, helped me in the sense that in that process of being calm is that you can regain your control.
Yes, that's the whole, yeah.
So when you are under hypnosis, that's exactly what happens, to your brain, your, frontal cortex, your vagus nerve. I'm not sure how you say that in English, but
vagus nerve.
I think that's the thing. I mean, they are calm and you are focused. And I know it sounds weird because you say, if you're hypnotized, how are you focused? Because you are in a state where you can actually have focus and be calm, and you are not bombarded, but a number of feelings and emotions, whatever.
Yeah.
No, you're there, focused on the issue, and you can address it. And I think that, especially, with working with you, because you are very, you're a great listener as well, and you know exactly what to say in the right moment, is where you open those doors and you think, oh my God, yes, there is an option C, D, and E, and Z, and I would say to anybody, I wouldn't just say give it a go. I would say, why not give it a go?
Yeah, good. RTT, hypnotherapy.
Yeah, and thank you for being there for me.
Absolutely.
And being this great listener and being so, like touching the soul, really, and touching the brain as well. And and the right spots. And yeah, thank you for your support. I'm ever grateful.